Good evening, all of you. Today, I welcome you all in the platform of web platform for dialogue. It's a forum, and today's eminent speaker is Dr. Sumit Darula. He is the director of Amity School of Communication, Amity School, Gwalior, and it's a well-known number 1 private university in India, and also they have branches in abroad. So I'm really, it's a great pleasure for me to introduce Dr. Sumit Narula to all of you. And today's topic is a very important topic that social media and how it's relevant in the field of peace building and what is the role of youth in the peace building. So, in this current scenario where we all are stuck into this pandemic situation, and how we are looking after in the peace building, and what role the youth should play in Indian context, that we are going to discuss. And our eminent speaker, Dr. Sumit Narula, would be happy to have questions, but at the end of the session. So today's topic, I am going to hand over the session with the Dr. Narula. And sir, the floor is open to you.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you for this nice introduction. I'm very happy and proud to be with Swati, ma'am. She's my senior, and I keep on learning from her. The peace building and other areas. We wanted to catch each other in Nepal last year, but it couldn't happen because of some work at home. So my name is Dr. Sumit Narula. I'm Director Amity School of Communication here in Gwalior. I handle public relations also. I'm also the deputy head of Amity TV. I'm also the chairman of the Center for Detection of Fake News and Disinformation, which is a very unique center where we, with our students and faculties, detect fake news and disinformation and then try to debunk them with our technologies and information. I'm also the editor-in-chief of the Scopus Index and UC Care Listed Journal of Content, Community and Communication. It is a biannual journal being published in the field of media, the only media journal by any of the university in India, which is Scopus Index. Now coming to the topic, role of youth in peace building. I will be covering all the things one by one, and I will be giving some of the pointers for the youth also, that how they can work in the area of peace building, because we need youth now with us, and how social media can play an important part. Social media is very important, and it is also being called as new media also. So social media and new media, both the things will be discussed. Now, what is peace building? It is efforts to build and sustain that is not necessary conflict and addressing its root causes. The root cause of India-China problem is that it hasn't been solved. Nobody knows what is LOAC and where it is. There is no final international border. That is why. So peace building is a process which will not start just today, that India and China will start. It could have started long ago, and it was a peaceful relation, but now the relationship is not very good. So it needs efforts, everyday efforts, long efforts. We must work better together across the peace continuum, focusing on all the dimensions of conflict. We need to understand all the dimensions of conflict. Why this thing is happening right now? Why this thing happening is Nepal also. Nepal has just changed. After 213 years, the deal happened in the 18th. But now after 213 years, they just changed the map. And they said that these are now their territories, which is debatable. So this is the definition. This peace building is the definition in UN Secretary General Antonio Guterres has given us this definition. Describe the processes and activities involved in resolving violent conflict and establishing a sustainable peace. In the next slide, you will see what is sustainable peace. But let's understand that why we need this thing. We need peace building because only this is the effort which will give international community a reason to stay all together. Otherwise, it's very easy to have conflict. But the peace building work and the peace building reforms are not that easy. So we need to understand to understand the problem and to see that what a community is looking for and why we need the peace. Now, the pillars of peace. Sustainable peace leads to these pillars. Now, if you have peace, these will be the things in your country or at your place. First, there will be well-functioning government. Obviously, when there is peaceful everywhere, when there is peace around, you will always have a well-functioning government. There will be no problem amongst the people and the government. Equitable distribution of resources. It is also very important because we need equitable distribution of resources. And once there is a peaceful thing and peace is everywhere, there will be an equitable distribution. Otherwise, there is always a kind of problem which will be leading us to conflict. and conflict resolution is also not that easy. In peace, there is free flow of information. The information will be free, and there will be no problem in flowing of the information. People will be getting the right and true news. Good relation with neighbors. It is also a very, very critical point. Good relations with neighbors. It's like if somebody is our neighbor and he's not happy with us, he keep on doing something wrong or the other thing, like he's throwing garbage at our front gate in the morning and we don't know who has sent that. He's doing something wrong with our house. We don't know. He's doing anything. So if you do not have good relations with a neighbor, your sleep will be strained and there will be no peace of mind with us. And that is what is exactly with Indian thing is happening in here. We don't have the peace of mind right now because something or the other thing is happening in Arunachal or Uttarakhand border or LOC or LOAC and even Nepal. So these good relations are also very helpful with neighbors if we want peace. Then high levels of human capital. Human capital, like we people, we need to have more average expectancy of life. And it has increased also even after independence, it has increased 2 times. But it needs to increase more. We need to have more human capital, more things with us. Now this with COVID-19, the health infrastructure of India is in shambles. We have seen in bigger cities like Delhi, Mumbai, the infrastructure is not up to the mark to take the load of the patient. But in smaller cities, it is possible, still possible. So once you are a peaceful country and there's peace, then you can work more on the higher level of human capital. So right now we have to spend on health infrastructure also. Meanwhile, we have to spend for war also, if a war broke out. So now you can see the expenses, what should government do? Government is now, I don't know government has anything to understand how they will manage this thing. Now, acceptance of the rights of others, that we are doing. In peace, everybody is doing that, and acceptance of the rights of others is with us. Everybody has to stay together. They have to respect each other religion. He can be Hindu, Muslim, Sikh, Isai, both. Any religion is allowed in India. You can freely live in a peaceful country. And yes, in peace, this is a basic requirement. Acceptance of the rights of others. We must give the rights of acceptance. We must say that, yes, I'm Hindu, I will go to a temple. Yes, he is my friend, he's a Muslim, he will go to a mosque. My friend is a Christian, he will go to the church. So these types of things should be there and they should enjoy each other's religion and each other's functions and parties also. Low levels of corruption. It's always there. There will be a very, very lesser level of corruption. Once there is a good peace, there will be no corruption. And the level has come down also in the peace. The last one is sound business environment. Now, what does that mean? That you need to have a very, very good business environment there so that people can do good business. And if they have good business opportunities and good people working around, the country will always have the peaceful thing. So this list is not exhaustive. These are 8 pillars of peace given by Global Peace Index in 2016, and they keep on evaluating. And then you can see and you can research more on these, that what are the new pillars. But these are 8 main pillars which will be leading you to peace. Now, about India. I would like to speak about India. India is also one of the youngest nations in the world, with about 65% of the population under 35 years of age. The youth in the age group of 59 to 20 years, as per National Youth Policy 2014, comprises 27%, which has increased a lot now in 6 years. The National Youth Policy of India, launched on January 2014, is the most updated 94-page policy document, which says education, skills, and employment are the main referred words. Education, skills, and employment. And youth should be given these 3 things: education, skills, and employment. The NYP aims at providing an overview of the state of the youth aged 15 to 29 years in India. It says, I quote, to empower youth of the country to achieve their full potential and through them enable India to find its rightful place in the community of nations. I will repeat again. To empower youth of the country to achieve their full potential and through them enable India to find its rightful place in community of nations. So that we need to empower our youth to have a rightful impact. We have a good news also. Only yesterday, I think, or only today, we got the non-permanent seat for 2 years of United Nations, which is a very big achievement. And we won this seat unopposed. Indian Prime Minister has thanked us also that. So United Nations also recognizes our power, our area of work. It's just that we are not the permanent member, but non-permanent member for 2 years. Even Canada has lost that elections, and we won those elections. So we would like to work with nations as in community of nations, but for that we need youth with us, the support of youth. Now, new media, which was our core area of discussion today. new media in peace building. We have always used new media for destruction. There's not much research that how new media and peace building can work together. I'm presently working on a paper which I will be trying to publish in a good journal where we are working in some of the peace building quotients and some of the new media areas, and then we are working together with a diagrammatically like a structured modeling we are doing. We're preparing a model that how peace building and new media can be done positively. New media is a double-edged sword. Yes, it is a double-edged sword. It is used negatively more than positively. What I will be doing in my research with a couple of my colleagues, that how we will be using new media for peace building. Now there are powerful tools. I will say them powerful tools because they are apps, but they are tools also. WhatsApp, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok is now under controversy. LinkedIn, Google Plus, Google Talk, Yahoo Chat, Skype, and many more. Now, what I will be doing with these tools and what I will be telling you to do with these tools, we need to work together on peace building, and we need to publish or distribute or disseminate peace building and positive news on these platforms. We will never ever distribute or disseminate wrong news or rumors or fake news or disinformation or misinformation on these platforms. We will only use these platforms for positive peace building only. In WhatsApp also, in Facebook also, in Twitter also, Instagram also. I too have a page of Peace Builder run by me where I always discuss on peace building, the news related to peace building, the news related to new media, and the areas of peace building which are opening up. I will be discussing the areas also where there is peace building is being done. But we need to use these social media powerful tools: WhatsApp, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Now the role of youth. Youth has the biggest and the boldest role to play in the peace building process. I will be sharing 8 to 10 roles of the youth in peace building with the help of new media. So every role which I will be discussing now will have an impact of new media in it. First, youth should support visions of peace. Now, youth have to see that yes, peace can be achieved, and yes, there is a life with peace. Even when they have not known life without conflict, young people have clear visions of what peace should be and have a strong desire for a future without violence. They must support the peace processes with these mediums to ensure meaningful inclusion of these views in their design and implementation. So they use the social media, the tools and apps to support the visions of peace. They should not say that there is no peace, no vision of peace. They should understand, implement the design, and they should give us a meaningful inclusion of their view, that how the peace can be, how the violence can be avoided, and how the peace can be achieved. Right? So they must have a view. उनके दिमाग में होगा. It will be in their mind that yes, peace can be achieved, but how? So for how, they need to understand and they need to study, and then we also need to support them on this view. They should be engaged in political processes. Yes, they should not feel themselves excluded from the political processes. They should make meaningful contributions. It is crucial that they should make sustained commitments to rebuild their trust and confidence in governments and should take part in political processes. And yes.
So Smita, sorry to disturb you. Smita Majumdar ma'am, please stop presenting. Do not need to present yourself, otherwise it's hamper speaker. Smita ma'am, stop presenting. Yeah, thank you. So Mitsa, please present yourself.
I think it is visible or not?
It's not visible.
My screen is not visible.
No, actually, what happened? Someone actually trying to present, so it overlapping. So your screen is stopped now. Sorry to interrupt you.
Right. I'll just do it again. So which slide have you seen? Till when do you have seen?
Both, I think.
Your screen is still visible to others. Click cancel to cancel presentation.
Yeah. Resume. Yeah, perfect.
I'm good with technology, so.
Yes. No, actually, we can able to see your screen, not your presentation.
Right, ma'am. Just a second.
Yeah. technologies have glitches always.
No issues, no. I think now
Yes.
you can.
Yes. Perfect.
Right. No, I was saying that they should take part in political process, and while they are in political process, they can use new media as a tool to give positive news, to give peace building news, to work in the areas of political processes with the peace building commitment. Because we see and we heard that there will be peace, there will be everything, but most of the political parties do not fulfill this dream of theirs to us. So youth can do this. They can join political processes. Most welcome. They are the part of the country. India is a young nation, but they should sustain the commitments to rebuild their trust and confidence of government in the in the political process. Youth should work for dignified livelihoods. In these tough times of COVID-19, youth must come up with new ideas for greater economic opportunities for each other to pursue peaceful and productive paths in their life. They must be keen to increase their opportunities to learn skills and develop entrepreneurial capacities. Now, this can be done through social media. There are a couple of apps on which they can go and they can do the work of skills enhancement and development of entrepreneurial capabilities. Because everybody in the lockdown is at home watching television or doing something else, but they can do this also. This is a better opportunity to upscale your skills and to learn more about peace building, to understand the concept of peace building more, to use these apps more for peace building, to make and discuss forums, to join forums on peace building, to discuss conflict resolution. Conflict has its own things to discuss. If there is a conflict resolution, there will be peace building, then there will be no riots. And they have to understand what is the fake news and disinformation. Fake news is also leading us to riots. So if there is no fake news, there will be no riots, there will be peace building. So somehow this new concept of fake news and disinformation is also being related to conflict, and this conflict is leading to non-peace building. So at the end of the day, everything is getting connected. So they should be doing these things carefully. Next, they should use education as fundamental for facilitating their positive engagement in peace. They must realize that specific and practical ways are a must to introduction of peace education in the whole new world, in the whole world. Because this peace education is not possible if you're not literate, if you're not well read. You can say people, please, aap ye na kariye. But if you don't have a theory, if you don't have the capacity building, if you don't know what is the answer to this, what is the answer to this conflict, then you will not be able to do that. So you need to have the understanding of the concept. You need to have a basic education qualification with you to facilitate the positive engagement in peace. Like there are a couple of scholarships. It's not being given to anybody. Those who understand the concept of peace and conflict resolution and peace building are awarded these fellowships only, which I got in Nepal when I went to Nepal for 1 week last year. So there we were being taught to implement these things, that if you are being trained in practical and in empathetical ways of about the peace education, you can do wonders. And this whole world is looking for the introduction of peace education. And what I, as an educationist, would like to say to all the schools and colleges, please give this subject, peace education, a one credit subject to the education system, like we have given environmental education. Supreme Court of India has compulsorily said there will be one credit course for 1 year in every university in India on environmental education, because people are not understanding environment and there is so much of depletion. So that is how we can introduce peace education in this whole world, because it is now the backbone. We need peace education by implementing it into the courses and syllabuses everywhere. Then it will be very, very educated. We must facilitate, or youth must facilitate, inter-community dialogue and exchanges. I am totally into it. I believe in total inter-community dialogue and exchanges. No, no conflict and fight in this world is happening. And prejudice can be tackled by initiatives such as exchanges with courage, continuous dialogue, and engagement between youth from different communities. I always believe in young people who have been directly victimized by conflict are involved in the discussion. Like we went to Nepal. In Nepal, when we were in the last day of our workshop, they took us to a place where this conflict has happened, and we spoken to the people. We directly spoke to the people for 2 days at how the conflict erupted, what are and how these conflicts cannot be, how these conflicts can be stopped. So when we talk to them, then we realize that who is a victim, who are victimized, and who is playing politics. So what I used to say to youth that you use the social media, all the apps for discussion, inter-community and interfaith discussion. Try to discuss your point of view with other person's point of view and try to see that where is a point where you are on the same place, where you're on the same page. He can be from any religion. I'm saying again and again, do not believe in any religion. All are Indians first and then all are national first. So sit with them and discuss. There will be a point where you both will be one point. वो कोई ना कोई एक पॉइंट आएगा जब आप सब लोग एक ही पॉइंट पर एक दूसरे को पसंद करने लग जाएंगे. So it is very important for us to use these softwares and apps. Like if I'm playing chess, if I'm playing Ludo, if I'm doing something or the other thing, if I'm doing chat, if I'm doing anything on social media, yes, it can be done with a different identity people also, and we should not be believing in distrust, stereotypes, and prejudices, and we can tackle them by dialogue initiative. So I encourage everybody to have dialogue amongst the different communities, interfaith dialogue. Role in future local development, you must take part in local development. The area where you are staying, you must know what are the areas you want to work, the resolution of conflicts within their communities, thus building peace there. Thus building their capacity as peace building actors is key to strengthen democratic governance. When you are working in your area, your own area, and everybody knows you, that you are a good person and you are believing in the peace building, you can put that on social media. In social media also, people will be working with you, you will be discussing with them. So everywhere there is social media and new media where these peace building factors can work together and can give you a democratic idea of democratic governance, and so that you can also solve problems at local and then at national level. Solving problems at local levels will give you more confidence to solve them at the national level. So this is also a part of the role which you can play. This is very important. I will take 5 minutes on this. Use of arts, culture, tourism, and sports. It's a unique thing. How you can use sports? There is a plenty of research which says that sports can be used for peace building process. The engagement of youth in peace building in a wider perspective can be ensured through the arts, culture, tourism, sports, and education. Whenever there is a conflict, we got a proposal from the PCB, Pakistan Cricket Board, let's play cricket. And India rejects the proposal, this is not the time. But yes, sports can be used for peace building. Couple of countries has used soccer, football for the peace building process. They play soccer or football together, friendly matches together. Even when you need good donations, the tennis federation and other sports also come ahead and the top players play for free to get this. Just to strengthen the ties. And use of arts, culture, and tourism, it plays a massive role, massive role in the area of peace building. This area is unexplored. We go to tourism, and in tourism also we see those countries. In arts also, arts, the areas, and films also. In India now we are going into Middle East also for some movies. We are going to USA also for some movies. These are the areas where we can work together. The innovativeness and creativeness of young people in those areas could be mobilized effectively by connecting them with wider peace building objectives. Now, wider peace building objectives are building bridges between divided communities and ensuring a viable process of reconciliation. Reconciliation is important. It is a process, but this process can be achieved by using arts, culture, tourism, and sports. Sports has a very, very big impact on youth. And social media is connecting to sports. Everything related to sports is nowadays in social media. And social media can be used in this area for the dissemination of information about the countries and peace building through sports. Training. Training is also very important. You need to be trained. You just cannot be a peace builder. You can try, but yes, there is a training. It is important that the youth must be provided with training opportunities to take an active part in peace building. Now, these trainings are like you will have to attend workshops related to peace building activities, where you will be given youthful energy and where you will be trained to tackle the conflict with peace building processes. Every conflict will give you 246 reasons to say no to that conflict. You just have to put your mind. 246 reasons. It is a hearsay. There are 246 reasons. There can be more. So you just cannot go into conflict. You need to go into peace building process, and you need to understand that what is the area of conflict and how you can work in the peace building. With their youthful energy and capabilities and ability to adaptation to new technological trends, youths could act as mediators. I'm bolding it. Youth could act as mediators, community mobilizers, humanitarian workers, and peace brokers. Like any other conflict affected population group, the mobilization of youth capacities require a targeted and long term approach. So you can become as mediators, community mobilizers, humanitarian workers, and peace brokers, and social media will help you in that. Use Facebook to make a page on mediators. Try to add as many people as with you, those who want to mediate. Become a community mobilizer, humanitarian workers, peace brokers. Start the page. Start the page on Instagram. Start putting things on there. Start a discussion forum that what kind of mediations that you can do. What is mediation for you? How you understand and what other people's point of view. Let's have an interfaith dialogue on Facebook. Let's have a page on that, right? So although there are a couple of organizations, KSAID and other things, KSAID and other organizations are doing good work in the field of interfaith dialogue. They are selecting people from all around the world and they train them for around 3 months each, and to make them peace brokers and humanitarian workers and mediators. But even then, there are others, those who are working in this field but are not connected to KSAID and others. So those there can be a group. There can be a group of that where we can have this forum and discussions together. Conclusion. The world is full of examples with the contributions that the young make towards peace building, such as strengthening of community cohesion and reconciliation in South Sudan, civic programs for peaceful social relation and development programs in Nepal, trust building across different ethno-religious groups in Sri Lanka, and community entrepreneurship and livelihood in Burundi. So these are some of the examples. Even in India, there are a couple of groups, those who are working together for peace building. And yes, the role of social media is always very, very important in it. I have not written it here, but it is. We are right now on social media. We are doing this discussion on Facebook, so through Google Meet. So we are also on social media. It has a full identity, and we must see that this social media has to play an important role, and they have played it also. I will again come back to the main slide. Yes, this new media and peace building. The tools that we will be using, just look at these tools: Facebook, WhatsApp, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, LinkedIn is also very, very good for professionals, Google Talk, Yahoo, Skype. So these are the tools which we will be using us for peace building. And I will be discussing in the future lectures that how WhatsApp, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram individually can be used. And then we can have questions also. And while question answer, I can give you the reply to how we can use them independently. Swati ma'am.
Like a brainstorming session with you, and thank you so much that we came to know so many facts. And as a KAICIID fellow, KAICIID International Fellow 2017, I can, really thankful to you.
Yeah,
that
I aspire to be a KAICIID fellow.
Definitely.
So I have read more. I have read more about KAICIID. KAICIID is doing a really fantastic job in the field of interfaith dialogue.
Yes.
So
I think if anyone would like to be interested in interfaith, intercultural dialogue, and how dialogue is working in the field of peace building, that's a wonderful discussions that we had in the presentations. But it's really wonderful that how youth can use actually the true sense of social media. And with this, individually, WhatsApp, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram can actually work in this field. So it would be better to have individual session on that, because I think that media literacy, especially social media literacy, is very, very important.
Yes, social media literacy. Yes. I can give you an example that on WhatsApp, we can have a group, like you can start a group on peace building or concepts of peace building, and you can have 10 to 15 people, and then we can have discussion on peace building only, no good morning, good evening, and then literature and research based on that, sharing of that. So these kind of groups can be made on Facebook, Twitter, and on Twitter also, and on Instagram also. So this was my idea, that if now we are working in this field, we should be making some of these groups together, and then like-minded people can work together, and then we can once in a year we can meet and discuss these areas also.
A wonderful idea, wonderful proposal. I think from that perspective only, I created the web platform for dialogue, and that's a wonderful project, has been sanctioned by KAICIID itself. So I think in future we can definitely do individual project like this, and once in a meeting we can meet actually after the wiping out of the pandemic crisis
Yes,
and
ma'am.
wipe out of COVID-19 situations. So until we can use the social media things and virtual lectures.
I think ma'am has lost connection. Uh, okay. Meanwhile, I'm looking at some of the questions. Ma'am, somebody muted you.
Able to hear me now?
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, there is a
Yeah.
question from Caramel. I
Yes,
would
please
like
read
to
it out.
answer that.
Yeah, please do.
Yeah, he's saying I am from Iraq and conflicts and violence are very, very much reflected in social media. You can hardly find people agreed on the point of view, even for the simplest subject. Yes, people will not agree, but at least you can start doing it today. Caramel, my answer to you is you should start doing it. People are not agreeing with their point of view. You can start doing positive.
Wonderful. Jeff, would you like to ask something to Dr. Narula? Jeff, can you able to hear me? Or any other participants would like to ask something to Dr. Narula? Just unmute yourself and introduce you. Okay, if not, I have one question, and okay, Swati ma'am would like to ask something. Yeah. How can we make a WhatsApp group for
The
Swati
question is, ma'am,
Pandey
how
ma'am
can we
would
make the
like
WhatsApp group? Swati Pandey is ma'am
yes.
asking how can we make WhatsApp group. My answer would be Swati Pandey ma'am, Swati Chakravarti ma'am can start this WhatsApp group on peace building, and then we all can join.
Definitely, I would love to do that. I would love to do that because I have already created a group called Web
Yes, ma'am.
Platform for Dialogue, but only the speakers as of now I am adding up because that
Yes, that is for speakers only, but this
yeah,
peace building group can be for like-minded people. Let's not take
that's
everybody.
wonderful. That's
Those
wonderful.
who are
Those
interested,
who are
even if there are
interested,
20 people. Yes, yes, yes.
yes,
Only peace
yes.
building research. I will be also sharing some of my research papers, those who I have published in 4-5 research papers in peace building.
Right,
But
right.
now I will.
Sumit Narula sir, can you able to unmute yourself? Someone is doing something. Someone is muted.
Yes,
Yes.
ma'am. I am unmuted myself.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Swati Pandey, ma'am.
I will.
Swati Pandey, yeah.
Yeah. Swati ma'am would like to say something more. No, it's already answered. Yeah, Jeff is also telling that Jeff, he is from UK. He's wonderful scholar in the field of IRD. He is Jews, and he's doing brilliant work in the youth campaign and youth campaigning. Almost 2,000 youth from different faith. They have been together, and it was a wonderful
Oh,
campaigning.
great.
So
Great, great.
it was a great share that we came to know. Yeah, definitely we can create WhatsApp group as of on the name of peace building, and different faith based organizations lead or the academicians who would be interested, they can join us together, and definitely we can share some of our like-minded thoughts. It could be it may not always be like-minded, it may be conflict, because what I
But it's
believe
good.
that
It's good if somebody is from
it's
different
good.
community and there is a. I'm
Yes,
ready for the dialogue. I'm very happy if we have
yes,
the dialogue, even with different people, because only then it will my mind will open. Otherwise,
yes,
I will be living in my own utopia world. I would like to
yes,
listen to others, but they are thinking and how we can work together, sit together.
yes,
That is the main thing.
definitely.
So it's better to have conflict in your life to understand conflict more,
Yes.
right?
I also believe that conflict is very, very necessary, because without
Yes,
conflict, you
yes,
can't move ahead and you can't think a fresh thing. Because unless and until we de-learn ourselves, we cannot able to learn something new, because we have something preconception notions in mind and blocked our mind with so many thoughts. And with the conflict, something will hit and something will regenerate, new ideas would become around. So it's always good to have conflicts.
right.
Yeah. So I think we have some more time, so you can discuss something that how we can use Instagram, for instance, and how we can use
Instagram, like
Facebook.
we can make good videos, or we can share good stories of peace building around the world. We should not have shared wrong images of a country, wrong images of Hindu, Muslim, wrong images of Christian and all. We should only post positive things. If they're not positive things, we should find them. There are positive things happening. When yes, peace building is a process, it will take time. Peace is not eternal also. It will take time, but we need to understand what we want to show to the people. We should tell this to ourselves that we are into the peace building. And yes, we will only show the things those who are logical and right. We should avoid fake news and disinformation and misinformation on these platforms. These platforms are very, very tough to handle. Negativity is like a wildfire which spreads very quickly on social media. So we will not go for negativity. We will take it as a positive thing. We will be doing 2 or 3 activities weekly only, but we will be doing positive things and positive peace building. So even in Instagram, if we are doing a very unique, very simple activity of helping somebody or doing some lecture on peace building, or like if you like I've given a lecture with you on peace building, I will be showing it on LinkedIn. I will be producing this, that I am into peace building. I will be doing my publicity with you, man. And we have done this on other forums also. So these kind of activities which will give you more confidence and which will give others also this confidence. Yes, somebody is into peace building. कोई तो है जो positive सोच रहा है. There is somebody who is thinking positive. So it's
That's
not that negative
wonderful.
itself.
That's wonderful. Jeff is like to share that I just want to say that it was a very true and multi-pronged approach. I'm grateful to be listening, because he is unable to unmute himself.
Thank you, Jeff,
So
for these
yeah,
remarks. We will be in touch with you. I will be in touch with you. I have heard a lot about you from Swati, ma'am. Thank you, Jeff, for this. And no issues of unmuting. We will meet again on Zoom also. I am on Zoom also on everywhere, LinkedIn. So I will be in touch with you. As and when there is some work which we can work together, I'm definitely be joining you, as I'm with Swati, ma'am, from the last 3 years.
that's wonderful, Jeff, and thank you so much. Who just joined, just for the reminder, they can fill the feedback form, and feedback form is very, very important, because we are going to do this session once again, because with the elaborative discussions that how we can actually work in the field of peace building together, and maybe some more in-depth research work would come around, some more publications together as a joint paper or as a mono publishers also.
Right,
So
right.
it could
I
be
will be
on.
I will be
Yes,
showing you a couple of works of our students, my students, which we are working together, and there are a couple of things that you can see that how we are working and how we are using these tools in social media for peace building. This can be a kind of another session on the usage of social media for peace building.
perfect. So would you like to share something, some more discussions on this, because we have some times left in our hand. So
Right, ma'am. Right, ma'am. There is a question also. If negativity can be acceptable, then positivity is double powered. Then yes, it's a very right thing. Aishwarya ji, Shajan, you have written. Yes, positivity has a double impact, but there are very less positive people. So it is full of negative peace building process and conflict. They do not want to be into peace building. They just wanted to be in conflict. So that is why when we are working in the field of peace building, and peace building will be a game changer. It will change the lives of the people. So we need to understand that why we want to do peace building and why we do not want conflict, because peace building will be a game changer. So we need to stay intact with this peace building. Yes, it is a tough process. It's a long process, but it is achievable. Peace building is achievable and can be done through social media, because these tools has a very, very big reach and dimension, like the usage of WhatsApp. If you have a good message on peace building, or you have a good diagram, or you have a good picture where it is peace and there are 8 aspects of peace written in a very, very crisp and clear manner, and if you start circulating it, it will give you an impact. it will reach to the people and it will reach to the masses and they will understand. So these kind of activities, these kind of messages, every 2 or 3 days, a good message on peace building should be circulated on these platforms. So now who will take the responsibility? It is the responsibility of every citizen, but every citizen is not available. So me as a peace builder, those who have done the search, Swati ma'am, we will be doing these things. From today, I will be sending 1 or 2 messages to ma'am every day, good messages for circulation amongst all. So this is how we can start to give more and more impact to this study.
Perfect.
So
I'm
these are the,
taking it. I'm taking the responsibility of making a WhatsApp group, and
I will be
it's
sending you
not
the material to circulate. Yes, I will be
absolutely,
sending you the
and
material
it's
to
not
circulate.
only
Yes,
the good morning or good night
yes. No
forwarding
good morning, good
SMS.
morning. Only,
We
only peace
have
building.
only peace building messages, only peace building materials, and how we can do some research together. Maybe in a long run we can approach for funding and itself, but without funding, even without any resources, how we
Without
can
funding, social media is
mobilize.
free. We
Yes,
yes, we
how
can
we
start
can
from the groups.
mobilize. Yes,
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 we
that's
can
right.
start from the groups, and then
That's
we can
right.
keep on continuing and adding people, and then these people can help us in getting fundings and
That's
to,
right.
to make a big international project. So start from
That's right.
today that we'll have a small group of cohort of 10 to 8 people working
Yes.
together, discussing together, and then we can have this.
Yeah. Swati Pandey ma'am would like to ask that, Sumit sir, how can we
Now,
join your
I'm,
social
ma'am,
media?
I'm on social media. I'm on Facebook. I'm on LinkedIn. I'm on Twitter as Narula2 at Twitter, LinkedIn, Facebook. Everywhere I'm there and I'm very active. So you can find me and you can take my detail from. You can take my personal detail from Swati Chakravarti, ma'am. Ma'am, please, ma'am, you can give
Sure,
her my
sure.
number
I will.
also.
I will. I will do that. We have already created a group only for the speakers for web platform for dialogue. But in a long run, whenever we will have a good amount of listeners, good amount of who are been interested to joining in a future work, so we will have their WhatsApp number, because I personally don't ask for WhatsApp number in the
Yes,
registration
yes.
form, because it's personal number sharing is very, very dangerous nowadays. So
Nowadays.
maybe in
This
long
that is
run,
also a part of
when we
conflict,
have
ma'am.
a trust
This
on
has also
me.
led to many conflicts. This has also led to
Yes,
many conflicts, and for this we need
yes,
peace building. That we should
yes.
give your number only to the people those who are responsibly
That's
taking
right.
it.
That's right. That's what I thought, that when they have enough confidence on me that, okay, Swati Chakravarti ma'am is not
Mhm.
doing anything wrong with the numbers, then only I will go for the WhatsApp group, and in a bigger group, we will have a web platform for dialogue group together. So then only I will ask, because meanwhile, I have all of your email ID with me. So we will definitely be in touch if we will have a group together. And already
Sure, ma'am.
in Facebook, I have created a group called Web Platform for Dialogue group. We have already, but definitely, Swati ma'am, I will send email and the number.
Okay.
If you want Sumit Narula's number, also I will share definitely
Yeah.
with your permission. Yeah, definitely. And we have already group. So I think peace building is a process. It's not a night things. Without fortnight, it will not come. It's a long run process. And I think youth in today's generation, they should work together for more positivity, more good vibes is very, very
Right,
important.
ma'am.
Yes sir.
Right.
With the concluding remarks, we are going to almost at the end of the discussion. So with your
Ma'am,
concluding remarks.
concluding
Yes,
marks would be like, I am into peace building and I think peace building is a tough process, but it is an achievable process. Everybody should work in the areas of peace building and conflict resolution. Every conflict can be resoluted through peace building. Even the wars at the end of the day wanted peace. And for that, we need to understand the concept of peace. It should come from our inside, and we must know why we want peace. It should not be hearsay. We should rely on peace. Peace will give you 18 to 20 new aspects of life which we have discussed. You will have good government, you will have good resources, there will be good education, good health infrastructure. Everything will come to you when you have peace in you and around your country, in you with your neighbors. So peace building is a tough process, but yes, we can achieve them.
so much. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank
Maybe
you,
we will
ma'am.
have another sessions with you on fake news, because definitely our
Ma'am,
participants would
fake
like
news
to
and
know.
disinformation is also my core area. Yes, we can
Yes,
work there together. I
yes,
can give you hands-on training. I can give you
yes,
open source
yes,
intelligence
yes.
tools where we can debunk fake news together. And this will lead us to peace
That's
building
right.
once again.
That's right. That's right, because
ma'am.
that
Thank
is
you, ma'am.
another aspect of fake news is another aspect of peace building process, because nowadays everyone is on active on social media, and they are spreading so many rumors, so many negative newses together. So that actually hamper the image of Indianism. I would
Right,
like to
right.
say Indianism. Why I'm using the word Indianism? Because we all are equal, irrespective of any religion. We all are equal. So I am using and emphasizing word Indianism. Indianism is a word which can actually create the peace building process together, and
Right,
with a
ma'am.
strong
Right.
notion. So thank you so much, sir.
Thank you,
Thank you.
sir. Thank
We
you,
will
ma'am.
have another round of discussions
Thank you, ma'am.
definitely
It
in
was
the
nice
month
to
of
be with you,
July.
ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
I will definitely keep contact with you. Thank you
Thank
so
you,
much.
ma'am.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thanks
Thank you.
all of you. Thank you so much.